I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. 4 people are indicted on murder charges in Flagler County. John Arking reports.
The indictments from the Flagler County grand jury came down Tuesday, concluding 3 lengthy investigations. Darius Bauer and Marcus Shamblin were officially indicted for the murder of Dion O'Neill Jenkins, who was killed outside a Circle K gas station in October of 2019. Both subjects were arrested January 7th. They're being held without bond. Also indicted for murder was Allison Bennett. She was arrested Wednesday at the Flagler County Probation and Parole Office on a warrant for first-degree murder by unlawful distribution of a controlled substance stemming from an investigation into the death of Michael Burnett Jr. in June of 2018. The indictment was issued after a grand jury found sufficient probable cause that Bennett had supplied Burnett Jr. with a mixture of heroin and fentanyl, which ultimately caused Burnett Jr.'s death. The final indictment was against Havian Neesmith for first-degree murder by unlawful distribution of a controlled substance stemming from an investigation into the death of Dmitry Popkov in September of 2020. Neesmith was also arrested on Wednesday at the Flagler County Jail, where he was already in custody on an unrelated drug charge. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
I have said before that we will treat every overdose death as a first-degree murder investigation. This week, the grand jury for Flagler County indicted 2 individuals for selling illegal narcotics that resulted in deaths of 2 individuals. And we have more investigations ongoing. So if you're a poison peddler, we're coming after you if you cause a death. We're coming after you all the time. But if you cause a death, we're going to double down and put you in prison for a very long time.
The indictments follow a report published in November by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, in which the medical examiner's office estimated Flagler County had 15 to 20 deaths alone that were linked to fentanyl in 2019. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arcade.
Flagler Beach extends the city's state of emergency and will continue to require you to wear a mask in city facilities. Flagler Beach Police Chief Matt Downey says the decision was made to support public health.
Speaking with Bob Snyder at our local health department, he's advising that, 1 out of every 5 people may have the virus, and as the virus has spiked and people are getting sick, one of the best ways is to social distance and to wear a mask. So we thought it was the best interest of all to keep wearing masks until we can get a handle on this virus, and until then, mask up and socially distance.
The city's state of emergency was set to expire on February 27th, but has been extended an additional 60 days. The extension of the mask requirement also comes after interim city manager Rick McFadden tested positive for COVID, prompting City Hall to shut down for a time. It reopened earlier this week.
It's going to make it very attractive for us to get high-level, skilled employees to come and work in Flagler County.
Lots of new jobs are coming to Flagler County with the addition of a second Advent Health Palm Coast Hospital. News you heard this week on WNZF. Wally DeCino, the hospital system's chief operating officer, says they'll be recruiting nurses, techs, and physicians.
We are anticipating to start with around 400 employees because remember, our hospital is 24/7, right? So we have to cover all 3 shifts. And once it's fully occupied, we can expect to have up to 700 employees around there, and the average salary is estimated to be between $62,000 to $67,000.
Construction is slated to begin in September, with the hospital hoping to open in late 2022.
Officers from the Ormond Beach Police Department responded to a crash at North U.S. Highway 1 and Hull Road Wednesday evening at around 5:12 p.m. The crash involved a southbound motorcycle with a single male rider and a black passenger vehicle that was turning onto Hull Road. The driver of the motorcycle, Timothy Daniel Hardy of Palm Coast, was pronounced dead at the scene. He was 56 years old. The occupants of the passenger vehicle were not injured. The events that led up to the crash are still under investigation, and the occupants of the vehicle have not had their identities released to the public. The southbound lanes of North U.S. Highway 1 were shut down from the time of the crash until around 8:30 in the evening. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
Learn basic disaster and emergency response skills. Karen Johnson has the story.
Disaster preparedness, fire safety, and basic first aid is being taught through the Community Emergency Response Team CERT training program. This training will be conducted using online and in-person sessions. Flagler County Emergency Management, Flagler County Fire Rescue, and Flagler Volunteer Services is inviting you to sign up for the no-cost 24-hour program that will be offered in a hybrid format. Julie Murphy is the communications spokesperson for Flagler County.
When residents are trained in these basic disaster response skills that allows our first responders to focus on the most critical needs.
The online portion must be completed by February 1st to participate in person for the winter session and by March 1st to participate in the spring session. For more information and registration, go to flaglercounty.org/emergency and then click on Volunteering and Training. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.